His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa offered sincere condolences on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Fahd bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud to their Royal Highnesses, the brothers and sons of the deceased in Riyadh. His Majesty requested them to convey his sincere condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. His Majesty also extended condolences to Al Saud family, praying to Allah the Almighty to rest the soul of the deceased in eternal peace and to grant the royal family patience and fortitude. His Majesty praised the deceased for his efforts in serving his homeland, his community, and the brotherly Saudi people, and his contributions along with his brothers, the Royal Highnesses, in promoting the renaissance, progress, and prosperity of Saudi Arabia. The Royal Highnesses expressed their deep gratitude and appreciation to His Majesty the King for the condolences and sympathy expressed by him and for the kind sentiments and prayers that reflect the deep and solid fraternal relations between the two countries and their peoples. They pray to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and grant him good health and happiness. Earlier, His Majesty the King arrived in Riyadh, where he was received by the Governor of Riyadh, His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. His Majesty then returned to the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Khair Palace Saudi Arabia's Minister of Media Salman bin Yusuf Al Dosari, who greeted His Majesty on the occasion of his visit to Bahrain to head the Saudi side in the 4th meeting of the Coordination Council in Culture, Information, Tourism and Social Development, emanating from the Saudi Bahraini Coordination Council being hosted by Bahrain. The Minister conveyed to His Majesty the greetings and appreciation of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. and their good wishes to the kingdom and its people for further progress and prosperity. His Majesty requested the Minister to convey his greetings to the Saudi King and the Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and his sincere wishes to the Saudi King for good health and happiness, and wish the Saudi people further progress and prosperity. His Majesty welcomed the Minister and wished the meeting success in enhancing cooperation and joint action between the two brotherly countries. He expressed pride in the deep-rooted and historic relations between the two kingdoms and their continuous keenness to promote them for the benefit of their brotherly peoples. He praised the efforts of the Saudi King in consolidating the Bahraini-Saudi relations and the honorable fraternal stances that the kingdom has always taken towards Bahrain and its people. His Majesty also praised the important role played by the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council, headed by the two crown princes, in enhancing joint action and close historical partnership in media, culture, tourism, investment, economic and other vital sectors in order to achieve common goals and aspirations. For his part, the Saudi minister thanked His Majesty the King for the warm reception and generous hospitality, as well as the keenness and constant interest in strengthening the fraternal ties between the two brotherly countries and their peoples. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa ratified and issued Law 5 of 2025, amending Article 1 of Law 28 of 2006 on the reserve for future generations following the approval of the Cabinet and the Representatives' Council. Article 1 of Law 28 of 2006 shall be replaced with the following text. $1 shall be deducted from the price of each barrel of crude oil exported outside Bahrain that has a price of more than $40 and does not exceed $60. The amount increases to $2 if the price exceeds $60 but does not exceed $80, and increases to $3 if the price exceeds $80 and does not exceed $100. The amount increases to $4 if the price exceeds $100 and does not exceed $120, and increases to $5 if the price exceeds $120 to form a special reserve called Future Generations Reserve. These amounts may not be reduced or increased or be used for non-investment operations except by law. Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, chaired the Council's meeting. She expressed her appreciation to the unwavering support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to the Council's work and all national initiatives aimed at advancing Bahraini women. Her Royal Highness said that this support has empowered the SCW to achieve key milestones in fulfilling His Majesty's vision, ensuring Bahraini women's contributions to national development and progress. She commended the efforts of the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa for its continuous support and collaboration with all SCW initiatives. Her Royal Highness highlighted the importance of holding this meeting at the start of the year, praising the initiatives and activities implemented over the past period. She praised and commended the initiatives launched by the SCW Secretariat in line with the decisions of the Council's third meeting, particularly the adoption of work priorities for 2024, in line with Bahrain's celebrations of the 25th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne. She noted that these efforts aim to further support Bahraini women's advancement, enhancing the participation in all sectors, safeguard their achievements, and ensure the sustainability of their contributions to national development. The Council also reviewed a briefing by the Secretary General of the SCW, Lulu Al-Awadi, on the implementation of 2024 priorities and the national celebrations marking His Majesty the King's Silver Jubilee. The Council was briefed on the Secretariat's efforts to renew MOUs with various government and civil society institutions to enhance cooperation on women-related matters. It also reviewed reports on SCW's membership in specialized national committees and a proposal for a women's empowerment program, as well as initiatives aimed at strengthening cooperation with relevant entities to support Bahraini women in social, professional, and legal sectors. The personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for the Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received France's ambassador to Bahrain, Eric Gerard Telm. His Highness highlighted the strong ties between both countries and the development of cooperation in various sectors. He praised the role of the ambassador in enhancing the bilateral cooperation in all fields. The ambassador thanked His Highness for the warm reception and emphasized his country's commitment to further enhancing cooperation with Bahrain in all fields. The personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for the Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain Stephen Bundy. His Highness welcomed the ambassador and highlighted the strength of the Bahrain-U.S. relations and advanced cooperation in various sectors. He praised the development of the bilateral relations and serving the interests of both countries and their peoples, and hailed the ambassador's efforts in further strengthening cooperation between the two countries. The ambassador thanked His Highness for the warm reception and underscored the U.S. commitment to further enhancing cooperation with Bahrain in all sectors. The personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for the Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received Bahrain's ambassador to China, Dr. Mohammed Ghassan Sheikho. His Highness welcomed the ambassador, praising his diplomatic efforts in strengthening Bahrain-China relations and developing cooperation in various fields. The ambassador thanked His Highness for the warm reception and highlighted his commitment to enhancing Bahrain-China relations and expanding cooperation in various sectors. On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended the opening ceremony of the Babco Energy's Bahrain Golf Championship at the Royal Golf Club. Upon arrival, His Highness Sheikh Nasser was welcomed by the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and a number of their Highnesses and officials.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة ممثل جلالة الملك للأعمال الإنسانية وشؤون الشباب نائب راعي الحفل، أصحاب السمو والسعادة، السيدات والسادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرني أن أرحب بكم في هذا المساء في حفل افتتاح بطولة بابكو إنرجيز البحرين للغولف التي تحتضنها مملكة البحرين خلال الفترة من 30 يناير لغاية 2 فبراير 2025 تحت رعاية كريمة من لدى جلالة الملك المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، معربين عن سعادتنا بهذه الاستضافة في مملكتنا الغالية. الحضور الكريم، نبدأ بدعوة السيد فارس مصطفى الكوهجي الأمين العام للجنة الأولمبية البحرينية لإلقاء كلمته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة ممثل جلالة الملك للأعمال الإنسانية وشؤون الشباب، رئيس المجلس الأعلى للشباب والرياضة، سمو الشيخ خالد بن حمد آل خليفة رئيس الهيئة العامة للرياضة، رئيس اللجنة الأولمبية البحرينية، أصحاب السمو المعالي والسعادة، الحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرني أن أرحب بكم بأجمل ترحيب في حفل افتتاح بطولة بابكو إنرجيز البحرين للغولف. وبهذه المناسبة يطيب لي أن أتقدم بجزيل الشكر والامتنان إلى حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه على رعايته الكريمة للبطولة، والتي تعد امتدادا لدعم جلالته لا محدود للرياضة. كما تقدم جزيل الشكر والعرفان إلى صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله لدعم سموه للقطاع الرياضي في المملكة. والتوجه بخالص الشكر والتقدير لسمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة وسمو الشيخ خالد بن حمد آل خليفة على دعم واهتمام سموهما، والذي أثمر عن تحقيق العديد من الإنجازات الرياضية.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faras Mustafa Al-Koji, for your words and for your dedication to this championship. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us hear from DB World Tour. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Guy Kinnings, Chief Executive Officer of DB World Tour, for his speech.
Your Highness, Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. It really is a true honor to be here in the beautiful Kingdom of Bahrain to witness this quite incredible opening ceremony. We have nothing else like it in golf. And I'm sure that this will be another memorable edition of the Batco Energies Bahrain Championship. Last year, the DP World Tour returned to Bahrain after a 13-year gap, and we are delighted to continue the momentum of that fantastic event as a global field of players gathers once again at Royal Golf Club for the third tournament on our international swing. I was here for the first DP World Tour event in Bahrain 14 years ago, alongside the course designer Colin Montgomery. It's fantastic to see the development of this wonderful course since then, and frankly, the growth of the sport of golf in Bahrain in the last 12 months, since the first Batco Energies Bahrain Championship, highlighted by 2 or 3 new golf course projects underway, the increase in membership here at the Royal Golf Club, and the inclusion of golf in the Asian Youth Games here in Bahrain. Although he is not here himself, thank you to Your Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, for your vision and passion for the game of golf, and for inviting us once again to the Kingdom of Bahrain and making us feel so very welcome here. Thank you, Your Highness Sheikh Nasser and Your Highness Sheikh Khalid, for your hospitality, for enabling the DP World Tour to return to the Kingdom last year and helping to establish the Batco Energies Bahrain Championship as a significant fixture on our schedule. It's one we are very proud of. The Bahrain Olympic Committee, under the direction of His Highness Sheikh Khalid, have been incredible partners over the past 2 seasons, so thank you to all involved for making this event happen, particularly His Excellency Faris Al-Kohaiji. This year, we are delighted to have Batco Energies, an organization that shares our dedication to innovation and sustainability, as our new title partner. Together, we're committed to elevating the tournament experience for players, for stakeholders, and of course for spectators alike, and working towards making this our first carbon neutral event in the future. Our thanks go to Group Chief Executive Officer Mark Thomas and his team. And of course, the picturesque Royal Golf Club with its world-class facilities, as Faris pointed out, which have been so supported by the players this week. It provides the perfect stage for the week ahead. Thank you to Captain Walid, the General Manager Juan, and everyone at the club for welcoming us to this wonderful venue. Faris was right, I'm very lucky to have a brilliant team, but they can only do what they do by working together as a collective team to achieve a wonderful tournament. On behalf of the DP World Tour, it truly is a privilege to be here, and we look forward to another incredible Batco Energies Bahrain Championship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you to DB World Tour for their trust, and we wish this championship another success. Ladies and gentlemen, now we present you a show that talks about a little girl exploring the country that her ancestors had lived in and the lasting legacy it had on them.
Who's there?
It's me, Grandpa.
Oh, there you are.
Grandpa, what is all this? It looks like it's from ancient times.
Yes, my dear. Here lie the secrets of a rich history.
Grandpa, why do you keep these things inside this box?
This chest means a great deal to me. It holds a gateway to a beautiful story that your ancestors once lived.
Where am I?
This is the place my father loved so much, a country called Bahrain, where history meets dreams.
But how did your father come here?
Bahrain has always been a melting pot for cultures. My father came here when it was famous for trade and pearls. He found peace of mind among its welcoming people. Then came a major moment that changed everything.
Grandpa, what happened next?
We discovered a treasure underground. Oil. My father joined excavation operations alongside Bahrainis. Back then, Bahrainis and expatriates worked together, exchanging ideas and skills, embodying the spirit of openness that oil brought to Bahrain. Golf started here as a form of recreation for the oil workers in Bamako in the 1930s. Today, it unites the entire world in this small but remarkable land.
Wow, what an inspiring country. From the first drop of oil to the first golf swing. This place transforms small beginnings into greatness.
That's right, my dear. That's why we love this land that holds our most cherished memories.
But what's the secret? How can a small country carry so many stories and dreams?
I don't have the answer. Hear it from the people of this land.
Can anyone hear me? What's the secret of this land? What is the secret of Bahrain? The secret lies in this flag that flies above us, carrying our hopes and dreams. We've raised it with our achievements and sacrifice to keep it high, a symbol of our unity and determination. Welcome to the land of dreams and achievements. Here, we sail with our aspirations, drawing strength from the past and hope from the present to shape the future. What's the secret? Can you tell me more? This is where dreams come alive. 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 Those who came before us, they worked through night and day. They marked the path we follow and lit the skies to show the way. And lit the skies to show the way. We'll honor their journey. with the leaders who always believe, and the support that we receive. There's nothing we cannot achieve. There's nothing we cannot achieve. We'll honor their journey and write a new story. Together we're rising to claim our glory. This is where dreams come alive. This is where dreams come alive. This is where dreams come alive. This is where dreams come alive.
Now I understand. Bahrain isn't just a country. It's a remarkable story that lives in the hearts of its people and in the dream of everyone that visits.
Welcome to the land of two seas, where all the people unite. You'll find joy, love, and peace in a future shining so bright. Welcome to the land of two seas, where all the people unite. You'll find joy, love, and peace in a future shining so bright. From the heart of the desert to the shores of the sea, there's a land of freedom where birds fly free. From the heart of the desert to the shores of the sea, there's a land full of freedom where birds fly free. With roots so deep, a proud history, with eyes set forward on what's yet to be. Welcome to the land of two seas, where all the people unite. You'll find joy, love, and peace in a future shining so bright. An island of love and prosperity, where dreams are shaped into reality. Your flags wave high, red and white, a symbol of hope, a guiding light. With roots so deep, a proud history, with eyes set forward on what's yet to be. Welcome to the land of two seas, where all the people unite. You'll find joy, love, and peace in a future shining so bright. We declare the Babco Energies Bahrain Golf Championship 2025 is officially open.
His Highness Sheikh Nasser then expressed sincere thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the King for patronizing the tournament for the second consecutive year, which reflects His Majesty's unlimited support for the sports sector and his vision to enhance Bahrain's position on the international level. His Highness praised the outstanding efforts of the government headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa in supporting the youth and sports sector in Bahrain. He added that Bahrain's hosting this important tournament is a new addition to the kingdom's series of successes in organizing major sporting events, adding that the tournament is a great opportunity to promote golf, which is increasingly popular in Bahrain and the region, and provides a platform for international athletes to compete in a professional environment. Meanwhile, His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed his gratitude to His Majesty the King for his patronage of the tournament. He underscored that the hosting of the tournament coincides with the kingdom's celebrations of the 25th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne, which was full of achievements and successes in sports, adding that the sports sector witnessed great development and accelerated growth during the prosperous era of His Majesty the King. In the presence of the National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the Commander of the Royal Guard Special Force Colonel His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, participated in a discussion panel on the second day of the National Defense and Security Forum. His Highness commended the professionalism of Bahrain Special Forces, emphasizing the impact of advanced training programs on enhancing the skills and readiness of national personnel. He also noted the role of special forces as a key component of Bahrain's defense and security framework. His Highness commended the organization of the forum and the collaboration between Bahrain's military and security agencies, highlighting its role in strengthening strategic cooperation and institutional coordination. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, crowned Al Khaldiyya Club as champions of the inaugural Khalid bin Hamad Football Cup after their 1-0 victory over Rafah. His Highness congratulated Al Khaldiyya on their win, commending the efforts and dedication of the players, coaching staff and management in achieving this milestone. He also commended the club's board and supporters and acknowledged Rafah's strong performance, wishing them success in future editions. His Highness also praised the efforts of the Bahrain Football Association for organizing the tournament and expressed appreciation to the fans and media for supporting the event. He emphasized the importance of such tournaments in developing football in Bahrain, enhancing player performance, developing healthy competition, and improving technical standards. He emphasized his commitment to supporting similar initiatives to elevate Bahraini football regionally and internationally. The Minister of Oil and Environment and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Mbarak bin Daina, attended the 50th anniversary of the Arab Energy Fund. The event highlighted the fund's achievements and its role in supporting the energy sector in the MENA region. The minister emphasized the fund's vital role in developing the hydrocarbon and energy industries in the Arab world through its financial, advisory and research contributions as well as its economic studies. He also noted the fund's support for strategic public and private sector projects, sustainable development, social and economic impacts on the Arab region and beyond. The Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Naimi, and the Minister of Media of Saudi Arabia, Salman bin Yusuf al-Dosari, held a session of talks on ways to enhance media cooperation between the two kingdoms and topics on the agenda of the fourth meeting of the Coordination Committee or Council in the fields of culture, information, tourism and social development, which is currently hosted by Bahrain. The two sides praised the depth of the historical relations between the two kingdoms under the support and care of His Majesty the King and the custodian of the two holy mosques. The two sides praised the achievements of the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council, headed by the Royal Highnesses and the Crown Prince and Prime Ministers of both countries, for its successes in its various committees. The two sides emphasized the media's crucial role in showcasing the developments of the two brotherly countries, emphasizing the need to leverage the media's significant influence in promoting these achievements. The ministers toured an exhibition specially inaugurated on the occasion of al-Dosari's visit, which documents the history and deep-rooted relations between the two kingdoms. Al-Dosari also visited the main studio of the news center and was briefed on its modern media technologies for broadcasting and news production. He praised Bahrain's media infrastructure and expressed desire to improve joint media cooperation between the two kingdoms and coordinates media to convey a message of close fraternal relations, highlighting the remarkable progress made in media infrastructure at all levels.